The 16th James Bond film was released in June of 1989, and although it made $156 million, 5 times its budget, it has the unfortunate distinction of being the least financially successful entry of the entire series. Directing his 5th Bond film of the decade, John Glenn's PG-13 treatment here would be the first for 007, painting the picture in a decidedly more realistic and darker tone than the almost playful nature of Moore's 7 films. Starring in his second and ultimately last picture as the character, Timothy Dalton stars as MI6's Crown Agent, whose determination and seriousness guides him on his personal vendetta to avenge his CIA buddy Felix Leiter. After a nefarious Latin American drug lord, Robert Davi, brutally mutilates him by literally feeding him to the sharks. Remarking to his henchmen that loyalty is more important to me than money, Davi's sinister portrayal of the villain is downright frightening at times. This guy has no issue murdering his own men in cold blood, looking them right in the eye when he does it too. Going off mission, Bond's boss, M, is forced to revoke his famous license to kill, leaving Bond seemingly on his own to thwart the bad guys.
You have an assignment, and I expect you to carry it out objectively and professionally.
Then you have my resignation, sir.
We're not a country club, 007. Effective immediately. Your license to kill is revoked.
I guess it's a farewell to arms.
Too many people!
After opening with a thrilling mid-air takedown sequence over Miami that is remarkably similar to the cold open of The Dark Knight Rises, this film settles into a steady and well-paced rhythm that feels more like a generic 80s action thriller than a familiar Bond spy caper. In some ways, though, the picture is all the better for it. Even the rigid acting of Talia Soto, one of the 2 nearly indistinguishable Bond girls, can't ruin the fun. Carrie Lowell plays the other girl, who luckily for Bond has no issue flying planes and kicking ass, even if she does start to bicker like a whiny high schooler when she discovers Bond has become romantically involved with both of them. And luckily for us, they're both easy on the eyes during many of their numerous costume changes. Recognizable names like Benicio del Toro and Wayne Newton, yes, that Wayne Newton, show up here in limited supporting roles, who deliver amusingly devilish and smarmy performances, respectively. Although he doesn't appear until the halfway mark, Desmond Llewellyn stars as the venerable gadget guy Q in his largest of 17 appearances, assisting Bond in the field. At 133 minutes, this picture is littered with cool gadgets and clever escape sequences, including one of my all-time personal favorites, where Bond narrowly avoids underwater death by harpooning and then water skiing behind a seaplane mid-takeoff. The iconic theme music swells during all the right moments, and the tension during Bond's undercover sequences is impressive for a franchise that has been more about flash than substance. The overall scope and consequence here is lacking, however, with Bond tearing through enemies, drugs, and money for a petty revenge quest that honestly seems beneath the character. And for a more realistic picture, Bond pulling a wheelie in a tanker truck to avoid a huge gas fire just seems ridiculous. A grittier and more personal affair, fans of Roger Moore might feel out of place here, but I thought License to Kill was a taut thriller, lacking Bond feel. Now that you've heard my review, let's check out some of the YouTube comments for some of yours. License to Kill on the Rate-O-Matic, a 7 and an 8. Reviews were mixed for Dalton's Bond. Some people are put off by his starkly different portrayal of 007, while others, myself included, feel his contribution to the series were vastly underrated. You thought this film was cool. I love the action and the revenge plot, but just wish more could have been done in a lot of places. There was something decidedly missing from this film, but I thought it was great.